Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to completely reframe those baffling, endearing, and, let's be real, sometimes absolutely unhinged behaviors of your feline companions. If you share your home with a cat, you already know they operate on a totally different wavelength. Well, today, we're going to translate that exact wavelength.
So why does your cat treat you like furniture? Think about it. If you've ever felt like a human mattress, or wondered why your cat insists on sitting right smack on your chest, right where it restricts your breathing, you might just think they view you as a convenient warm spot. But oh wow, you are about to discover the profound hidden truth here. It's actually not about convenience at all. It's about a deep instinctual connection.
To unlock these mysteries, we're using what experts call the feline formula. Think of this as a lens that blends hard, scientific survival instincts with deep emotional payoffs. Looking through this lens, we can prove that these weird little oddities are actually highly intentional acts. It's this fascinating mix of survival tactics and, honestly, incredibly deep affection.
All right, part 1, the childhood replay ritual.
So, when your cat settles onto your chest, you probably think you've just become a convenient bed, right? Well, actually, your warmth and your steady heartbeat are triggering a massive neurological loop. This physical sensation literally transports their nervous system all the way back to the absolute safety of their mother's nursery. You aren't just a piece of furniture to them. You're a living, breathing time machine, helping them relive the most secure moments of their kittenhood.
And you know how this chest sleeping is almost always accompanied by milk treading? That rhythmic, kind of goofy kneading they do with their paws? Well, back in the kitten nursery, this exact movement was used to stimulate milk flow from their mom. But as adult cats, doing this on you signals ultimate emotional security. Plus, cats actually have scent glands in their little paws, so every single time they need your chest, they're depositing their unique pheromones, literally marking you as their safe territory.
But the ritual definitely doesn't stop at kneading. Have you ever been jolted awake by those gentle little paw taps on your face? Yeah, those aren't random, and they aren't just them demanding breakfast. Since cats often view us as, well, kind of clumsy, they take their role as your companion very seriously. Those taps are literal wellness checks. Because you're right there under them, they can closely monitor your physiological shifts. When you hit deep sleep and your breathing and heart rate slow way down, it can actually alarm their internal sensors. So they're tapping you just to confirm that you, their vital secure base, are still alive and functioning.
Section 2, hidden security and survival.
Okay, we've all survived the 3 a.m. zoomies. We usually just write this off as unhinged, pent-up energy that unfortunately explodes in the dead of night. But to your cat, who is a crepuscular creature, meaning they're naturally active at dawn and dusk, this is serious business. While you're completely offline and defenseless in bed, your cat is actually executing a high-speed, tactical security sweep of the whole house, checking every single entry point.
And what's crazy is these security sweeps are triggered by sensors operating on a level we can't even comprehend. While you're sleeping peacefully, their incredible hearing is picking up ultrasonic signals, up to 64,000 hertz. We're talking literal screams coming from your electronics, your fridge, your Wi-Fi router, your plugged-in chargers. To a cat, these high-frequency sounds trigger a full-on predatory alert mode, which kicks those tactical security sweeps right into high gear.
Speaking of being on high alert, we absolutely have to talk about why your cat insists on following you into the bathroom, right? And why they meow at the door if you dare to close it. To us, it's just a simple request for privacy. But to a cat, a small room with zero natural escape routes is essentially a death trap. Walking in there goes against literally all of their protective spatial instincts. So why on earth do they do it? Simple, because you're in there. They are overriding their own natural fear of enclosed spaces just to act as your dedicated lookout. They're guarding you during what their instincts are screaming is your most vulnerable moment. Honestly, it's an incredible act of devotion.
This exact same intense security mindset explains why they sprint to the front door the very second you get home. It's super sweet to think they just missed you, but it's actually a frantic scent audit. The moment you walk in, you are basically covered in the smells of the outside world and any strangers you've touched. Your cat treats that door as a vulnerable security post. They're aggressively rubbing against you, which is called bunting, to erase those foreign scents and reclaim you as their territory before the outside world can contaminate their safe zone.
Moving on to part 3, marking the inner circle.
Picture this, a pile of worn, dirty clothes sitting on the floor. While you just see a laundry mess,
Your cat sees a giant emotional security blanket. When you leave the house, your natural body chemistry left on those clothes acts as what's known as a scent anchor. Detecting your communal scent literally signals their brain to lower cortisol levels. So leaving a worn shirt out isn't messy. It's effectively physically regulating their nervous system and easing their separation anxiety the whole time you're gone.
And what about when you're home and you stand up for like 1 single second, only to find your cat has immediately stolen your warm seat? Again, it's not just about the heat. Your cat actively studies your micromovements to predict the exact moment you're going to vacate a high-status resting spot. Taking your seat is a deeply strategic social modeling ritual. By sitting exactly where you sit, they are merging their identity with yours. They're proudly announcing to the whole house that they share status with the colony leader.
And finally, Section 4, Secret Feline Communication. Have you ever caught your cat staring super intently at a blank wall, or like an empty corner? Don't worry, it's not a ghost. Their eyes actually possess superior rod cells and this reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum. This specialized biology allows them to track an entirely invisible dimension of UV patterns, glowing dust particles, and microscopic light motions that human brains simply cannot process. Basically, they're watching a live-action show that you are completely blind to. And speaking of how they see us, renowned researcher John Bradshaw notes that cats essentially view humans as really big, very clumsy cats. They observe us every single day and notice one glaring flaw: we never hunt our own food. So when your cat drops a toy mouse or, real prey right at your feet, it's not just a cute gift. It's their deeply ingrained maternal instinct kicking in. They are genuinely trying to teach you how to survive, mostly because they think you're a hopeless hunter.
Now, these hidden perceptions lead us to the ultimate signs of acceptance. If your cat ever performs allo-grooming on you, meaning they actively lick and groom your hair, they're using their saliva to physically mix their chemical signature with yours. It's this sacred ritual reserved strictly for family. Similarly, if they sleep belly up near you, exposing all their most vulnerable organs, that is the absolute peak of trust. If you see this, congratulations, you are officially in the inner circle.
Understanding the subtleties of this trust is so crucial. Even a slow blink, followed by them turning their head and looking away, is deeply meaningful. You might feel a little dismissed when they look away, but it's actually a profound social reset. By willingly taking their eyes off of you, essentially going blind in your presence, they are proving that they trust you even more than their own deeply wired survival instincts.
So now that we've used the feline formula to decode the hard science, the intense survival tactics, and the deep, deep affection behind these everyday acts, I want you to think about your own feline companion. Look past the fur and those funny little quirks. Tell me, based on what we've unpacked today, what specific, delightfully unhinged behavior does your cat use to show you that you've been accepted into their inner circle? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep observing that fascinating hidden language right there in your living room.